Hello and welcome. My name is Sarah Mitchell. For more than 20 years, I've been studying nutrition, vitamins, and how simple foods can support the body as we get older. I'm not here to overwhelm you with complicated science. I'm here to show you what actually helps, what works together, and how small daily habits can support your health for many years to come. If you care about staying sharp, protecting your vision, and learning what nutrients your body truly needs, you're in the right place. Let's begin. Every year after the age of about 60, the proteins inside the lens of your eyes experience a little more wear and damage. And there is something important about those proteins that very few people ever explain. They were created before you were even born. Your body formed them once while you were still in the womb, and after that moment, it never produced new ones again. Those same proteins are expected to last your entire lifetime. Year after year, they take small hits. Gradually, they begin to clump together. They stick to each other. Slowly, the perfectly clear window of your eye lens begins to turn cloudy, slightly foggy, and it starts scattering light instead of focusing it cleanly. That's what those blurry mornings are. That's what those halos around headlights can be when you drive at night. That foggy film that makes you blink again and again but never completely clears. And by the time most people sit in an eye doctor's office and hear phrases about aging and progression, that protein damage has usually been building quietly for 20 years, sometimes even 30. But almost nobody ever connects those dots for you. Today I'm going to show you 6 different seeds. Seeds that are already sitting on grocery store shelves right now. Each one contains compounds that can support the protective system your lens proteins depend on. I ranked all 6 from the least effective to the one that performed best across every category I reviewed. And I want to warn you about number 3 ahead of time. The way most people eat it right now, their body absorbs almost none of its benefits. Stay with me. Before we talk about the seeds, you need to understand what is actually happening inside your eyes. Because once you see the mechanism, you'll understand why these seeds matter and why what most people have been doing isn't enough. Here is something about the eye lens that very few people realize. It has no blood supply. Not a small supply, none at all. Your lens is completely separated from the circulatory system. No fresh oxygen delivery, no repair crews, no replacement parts arriving through the bloodstream. Your lens is essentially on its own, relying on its internal chemistry for your entire life. The compound responsible for running that internal chemistry is called glutathione. In a young lens, glutathione is present everywhere. In fact, the eye lens contains some of the highest concentrations of glutathione found anywhere in the human body. As long as glutathione levels stay high, the proteins inside the lens remain clean. They stay separated from each other. They stay clear. Light passes straight through the lens and vision stays sharp. But research has shown something important that almost nobody talks about. When people reach their 50s, a physical barrier begins forming around the center of the lens, called the nucleus. That barrier gradually limits the supply of glutathione reaching the very center of the lens. And that exact location is where the most damaging cataracts usually begin forming. So the core of your lens slowly loses its main protective system while you still feel completely fine. You may have no symptoms at all, but once that glutathione protection drops, the proteins inside the lens begin to break down. They start unfolding. They clump together. Incoming light becomes scattered instead of focused. An eye exam may show the changes, and you may hear that this is simply part of aging, and the process itself is real. But what often isn't explained is that this process, glutathione decline, protein clumping, and oxidative stress inside the lens, is influenced by what you eat. Certain antioxidants matter. Specific fatty acids matter. Certain natural compounds matter. And several of those compounds exist inside 6 simple seeds that most people pass by in the grocery store without thinking twice. Cataract surgery is currently the most performed surgery in the world. Researchers have calculated that delaying cataract onset by only 10 years could cut the number of cases in half. Yet very few people talk about the nutritional compounds that support the biological systems involved in that delay. That is what this video is about. Number 6 on the list is sesame seeds. And before you skip ahead, there is one detail about sesame seeds that many people never hear. and it affects how much benefit you actually receive from them. Sesame seeds contain zinc. Your retina relies on zinc to activate enzymes that protect your photoreceptor cells. Zinc also helps transport vitamin A from the liver into the tissues of your eyes. Sesame seeds also contain copper and vitamin E, both important nutrients for eye health. But there is a catch. Sesame seeds are high in something called phytic acid. Inside your digestive system, phytic acid binds to minerals. It grabs onto zinc, copper, and other nutrients and prevents them from being absorbed through the gut wall. So you chew the seeds, swallow them, and feel like you're doing something good for your body. Yet a large portion of those nutrients simply passes through your system unused. The solution is extremely simple and takes only a few minutes. Dry roast them. Place them in a pan on medium heat for about 3 minutes until you begin to smell that warm, nutty aroma. The heat helps break down the phytic acid and unlocks the minerals. Once that happens, your body can absorb what the seeds actually contain. A small handful of toasted sesame seeds on a salad or eggs is enough. But to be honest, sesame seeds are more of a foundation. They help maintain balance, but they are not the most powerful option on this list. Score: 3 out of 10. Number 5 is pumpkin seeds. This one may surprise people who have been eating them for years. Pumpkin seeds contain 2 compounds that research has shown accumulate in a specific part of the eye, the macula. Not the entire eye, the macula. The macula sits at the center of your visual field. It is responsible for reading, recognizing faces, and anything you focus on directly. The compounds are lutein and zeaxanthin. Large studies have linked higher intake of these carotenoids with a lower risk of worsening macular degeneration. Your macula actually appears yellow because it concentrates these compounds by design. Pumpkin seeds also contain high amounts of zinc, compared with many other seeds. But here's the part that may surprise you. If you have been eating pumpkin seeds straight from the bag, roasted, raw, or salted, you may have been absorbing only part of what they contain. That is again because of phytic acid. Pumpkin seeds contain even more of it than sesame seeds. Until that coating is broken down, nutrients like lutein, zeaxanthin, and zinc remain partially locked away. The preparation is extremely simple. Place pumpkin seeds in a bowl of water the night before. Squeeze half a lemon into the bowl and leave them for about 8 hours. The citric acid helps break down the phytic acid layer. In the morning, drain and rinse them. Eat them as they are or lightly dry them in the oven. Number 4 on the list is a seed that surprisingly few people talk about when discussing eye health. Hemp seeds. While many debates focus on flax versus chia, hemp seeds quietly provide something unique that no other seed on this list delivers on its own. Your retina is actually neural tissue, the same type of cells found in the brain. And those cells are very sensitive to chronic, low-level inflammation. When inflammation reaches the retinal layers, cell membranes weaken, signal transmission slows down, and vision begins to degrade in subtle ways that standard eye charts often fail to detect until damage has already progressed. One of the most important nutritional factors influencing inflammation is the balance between 2 types of fats, omega-6 and omega-3. Modern diets often contain ratios somewhere between 15:1 or even 20:1, heavily dominated by omega-6. Researchers believe the body functions best when that ratio is closer to 3 or 4:1. That imbalance can create a persistent inflammatory environment throughout the body, including the eyes. Hemp seeds naturally contain an omega-6 to omega-3 ratio close to 3:1. Very few commonly available seeds come this close to the balance researchers consider optimal. A large meta-analysis reviewing 19 randomized controlled trials with more than 4,000 participants found that improving this fatty acid balance produced measurable reductions in inflammatory markers associated with dry eye discomfort. The burning feeling, the dryness, the gritty sensation that gets worse later in the day. Score: 7.5 out of 10. Number 3 is the one I warned you about earlier, chia seeds. But more importantly, the way most people currently consume them. First, the biology. Your retina is built using a specific fatty acid known as DHA. This fatty acid forms a major structural component of the tissues responsible for vision. When DHA supply is consistently low, retinal tissues gradually lose structural stability. Cell membranes weaken, and over time the integrity of the retinal layers begins to decline. Chia seeds are one of the richest plant sources of ALA, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid that the body can convert into DHA. A meta-analysis reviewing 19 randomized trials confirmed that omega-3 intake improves tear film breakup time, which is a scientific measurement of how quickly the surface of your eye dries out between blinks. When that time is short, the eyes dry quickly. This leads to burning, irritation, and the constant feeling that something is stuck in your eye. Here's the problem most people never realize. If chia seeds are eaten whole, sprinkled into smoothies, mixed into oatmeal, or swallowed as gel, the outer shell often resists digestive enzymes. Those seeds pass through the digestive system largely intact. That means you are consuming the seed itself, but absorbing only a fraction of the nutrients inside. The solution is simple. They must be ground. A coffee grinder for about 10 seconds is enough, but they should be ground fresh. Once chia seeds are cracked open and exposed to air, their omega-3 fats begin oxidizing quickly. Pre-ground chia products sitting on store shelves may have already lost a significant portion of their potency. Grinding them fresh, right before eating, helps preserve those nutrients. Pairing them with dietary fat also improves absorption, because DHA-related compounds are fat-soluble. This could be a small amount of olive oil, half an avocado, coconut oil in a smoothie, or another healthy fat consumed in the same meal. Freshly ground chia with fat improves nutrient delivery significantly. Some people notice improvement in eye surface comfort within a week or two. Structural retinal support takes longer. Score: 8 out of 10. Number 2 on the list surprised many researchers during nutritional reviews. Freshly ground flaxseed combined with avocado. Flaxseed contains more alpha-linolenic acid per gram than almost any other plant food. More than chia, more than hemp. 1 tablespoon of freshly ground flax contains roughly 2,300 milligrams of plant-based omega-3. For comparison, chia seeds provide roughly 1,700 milligrams for the same amount. Over time, that difference adds up. The Women's Health Study, one of the largest long-term nutrition studies ever conducted, and involving nearly 40,000 participants, found that higher dietary omega-3 intake was associated with a lower risk of dry eye symptoms. Flaxseed provides one of the most concentrated plant-based ways to obtain omega-3. But the avocado matters too. Omega-3 fatty acids are fat-soluble. The monounsaturated fat in avocado, known as oleic acid, has been shown in bioavailability research to significantly improve the absorption of fat-soluble nutrients. The avocado is not simply an addition. It improves how the body uses the flaxseed. 2 simple rules matter here. First, grind flax seeds fresh the same morning. Whole flax seeds should be ground for about 10 seconds in a coffee grinder. Second, eat them soon after grinding because oxidation begins quickly. 2 tablespoons on half an avocado in the morning can deliver a strong omega-3 intake. The only reason flaxseed is not number 1 is because the top seed delivers something flax cannot. Number 1 on the list is the seed that ranked highest across every category examined: raw, unsalted sunflower seeds combined with avocado and fresh lemon juice. All 3 together. Sunflower seeds contain more vitamin E per ounce than almost any food commonly available in grocery stores. 1 ounce, which is roughly a small handful, provides close to half of the recommended daily intake of alpha-tocopherol, the specific form of vitamin E that the body absorbs and uses most efficiently. Vitamin E is not just a general nutrient for the eyes. It plays a targeted role. It sits inside the membranes of the lens fiber cells. These are the cells that contain the same proteins that were formed before birth and must last a lifetime. Vitamin E helps intercept oxidative stress before it reaches those proteins. A large meta-analysis published in Public Health Nutrition pooled data from multiple cohort studies and clinical trials. Researchers found that higher dietary vitamin E intake was associated with a reduced risk of age-related cataracts. The protective effect appeared strongest in the nucleus of the lens, the central area where damage tends to accumulate over time. Now the avocado becomes important again. Vitamin E is fat-soluble. Without dietary fat present in the same meal, a portion of it may pass through the body without being fully absorbed. The monounsaturated fat in avocado helps deliver vitamin E more effectively. But there is one more component that raises this combination above everything else on the list: lemon. When vitamin E neutralizes oxidative stress inside the body, the molecule itself becomes oxidized and less active. Vitamin C can interact with vitamin E in a unique way. Research on antioxidant interactions has shown that vitamin C can regenerate oxidized vitamin E molecules and restore their activity. In simple terms, vitamin C allows vitamin E to continue working longer. This interaction allows a single serving of vitamin E to remain active for extended periods, rather than being used only once. So this combination provides more than a single antioxidant. It creates a supportive system that helps sustain antioxidant activity inside the lens. That is why this combination ranked at the top of the list. Score: 10 out of 10. The daily routine is simple. Each morning begin with the foundation. 1 ounce of raw unsalted sunflower seeds, 1/4 of a ripe avocado, and the juice of half a fresh lemon squeezed over the top. Eat all 3 together. Consistency matters more than anything else. Later in the morning, you can add an omega-3 source. Either 2 tablespoons of hemp seeds mixed into yogurt or a smoothie, or freshly ground chia seeds combined with a healthy fat source. Choose whichever is easier to maintain consistently. 3 or 4 mornings each week, add another layer of support. 2 tablespoons of freshly ground flaxseed on the other half of that avocado. Freshly ground and eaten soon after preparation. And once each week, include soaked pumpkin seeds prepared overnight in water with lemon. A small handful added to yogurt or a salad is enough. There are also 3 common mistakes that reduce the benefits of this routine. First, drinking coffee or tea immediately after eating these seeds. Certain compounds in coffee and tea called tannins can bind to minerals like zinc and interfere with absorption. Waiting a little while before drinking them may help. Second, switching the routine to the evening. Many fat-soluble nutrients are absorbed more efficiently earlier in the day, when digestion and metabolism are more active. Morning tends to work best. Third, stopping too early. Surface comfort, such as dryness, may improve within days or weeks, but deeper structural changes inside the lens take longer. Many nutritional studies examining vitamin E and eye health measured results over many months. Consistency over time is important. These foods can support the body's natural systems, but they are not a replacement for professional medical advice or treatment. Here is something helpful you can do today. Before finishing this video, write down 3 vision concerns that are bothering you right now. Rate each one from 0 to 10. Place that note somewhere you will see it again in about 30 days. Then begin the routine the following morning. Sunflower seeds, avocado, and lemon together. Small steps taken consistently can support the biology that keeps your eyes functioning clearly over time. Many of the foods discussed today are already available at ordinary grocery stores, and often the total cost is less than $1 per day.